I'm going to be ranking all of the biggest new features in DNA version 1.2, a patch that sacrifices story content for pretty much everything else. Was it worth it? Let's talk rules. S tier is for anything that feels like a huge upgrade to the game and has no downsides. A tier is a really nice addition, but not mind-blowing. B tier is for things that are alright, but could be better. C tier is kind of a mid-update. D tier is bad. And F tier is anything that has so many problems it makes me think, why does this exist? Shout out to Duet for sponsoring this video in spite of some of the things I'm about to say. This patch releases two new characters, Julu and Yuming. Yuming doesn't release until March 10th, so for now, we'll focus on Julu. Julu is a main damage dealer who absolutely stole my heart in the 1.1 main story, so it's great to see her receive such reverence in this patch. She's actually got a bit more going on than other characters because she can perform multiple skills and multiple ultimates under certain conditions. Unfortunately, one of her ultimate attacks is looking eerily similar to whatever Casterus has got going on. I was really hoping that would have been changed before release, especially as the length of the animation before you can actually move Julu is fairly significant. Nevertheless, Julu is fun to play and she benefits massively from the new demon wedges that just got introduced. More on those later. Even though I love her and I cannot stress enough how awesome she is in the story, those familiar animations have got to land her in B tier. I just can't put her any higher than that. Because Julu is the first character to debut in this patch, she gets all the gacha banner love. Sorry, Yuming fans. This Lunar New Year outfit gives her a villainous look with a severe edge, a new hairstyle, and incredible claws. Look closely and you'll see the beautiful texturing on her top that glistens in the sun. It doesn't change her special effects too much, which some may actually consider a good thing after Fushu's controversial ducks. Also, is it just me, or does her hair in this skin look a bit flatter and less detailed than her default hair? This skin is gonna have to join Julu in B tier. Julu's gacha hair is cool and all, but wouldn't it be even better if you could use it on other outfits? The devs clearly thought so too, because they made it possible. In 1.2, any limited gacha hair can be equipped onto any outfit. It works in reverse too. You can mix the character's default hair with their gacha outfit as well. Unfortunately, the standard banner gacha hairs haven't been separated, which is very tragic for Rebecca and Truffle fans. That's not all. For the first time, you can dye hairstyles. This is a brilliant feature, but it loses points for a couple of reasons. 1. Only limited gacha hairs can be dyed, and 2. You need to use a unique hair dye consumable to actually dye hair. The hair updates are some of my favorites, so I really want to put it in S tier, but until all hair can be dyed and separated, it doesn't deserve it. A tier. It's not all about cosmetics though, because we've got a slew of quality of life updates this patch. If you see this infinity symbol on a commission, you'll be able to use the new auto-continue feature. After toggling auto-continue on, you'll be prompted to select the amount of rounds you want to grind for, up to a max of 99. Sounds cool, but how does it work in practice? Let's use defense as an example. This commission lets you earn Luno coins, a notoriously annoying to grind currency. By setting up a couple of rounds of auto-continue, I only need to move my character to the point once, and then I can just walk away from my computer. When a wave ends, it takes 10 seconds to confirm the next wave, and then it takes another 10 seconds to confirm which manual you want to use. That's only 20 seconds of downtime between each round if you're not babysitting the game. The cool thing is that if you've made a selection, it'll remember it. If you've used no manual, it'll keep using none. If you use a green one, it'll keep using green manuals every round. This gets even more interesting when you consider that covert commissions, the stages that let you farm for character thoughts, have some infinite choices too. I tested the covert commission version of Defense, set it to auto-continue, and was relieved to see that once I had selected Psyche secret letters, it kept selecting them every new round. Plus, since the game defaults to choosing the leftmost reward, and the best reward is always on the left, it means you'll never miss out on any thoughts if you happen to get them. This is genuinely a great addition to the game. When I want to do more intensive gameplay, I can lock in and throw myself at one of the endgame modes. When I want to binge more Digimon, I can throw an auto-continue commission on in the background and passively progress. DNA definitely needs a greater variety of commissions to do and a reason to enjoy doing them manually, but this is a really nice quality of life feature. As a bonus, DNA also just made all infinite commissions way better. Before, rewards increased for a few rounds and then reset back to a lower amount. Now they increase steadily over time, making it truly worthwhile to throw yourself deep into these stages. Just look at all these Luno coins I got from 9 minutes of ignoring my PC. This feature works great, saves you a bunch of time, and I can see myself logging in more often because of it. That's gotta put it in S tier. Now you can play DNA in French. I can't read French, so I can't judge whether the quality of the localization is good, but I'm putting it in S tier because more language support is awesome. French speakers, let me know in the comments if they got it right or not. A new patch means new emotes. We've got a money tossing emote that goes on forever, whatever this is, a beautiful shiny parasol, and more. The emotes from 1.2 are pretty great, but you still can't enter any menus while performing an emote, so they get a C tier. Everyone has been demanding character rebalancing, and the devs have sort of listened. 1.2 introduces a massive amount of demon wedges to farm for, and a lot of them are actually game changers. First up, there are the massively powerful Electro wedges we were all expecting. Makes sense because the new characters are both Electro. This is great news for Rhythm fans, as she gets a huge boost from these, as will most other Electro characters. Maybe this will even help out Sybil a little, but I have a feeling she's going to need a lot more than this. The new Fafnir's Decay wedge allows you to build characters around Resolve, which is a stat that increases your power as HP goes down. This could have huge implications for the entire meta, allowing characters like Lady Nifel and Kajou to shine, as well as bringing supports like Daphne and Truffle back into relevancy. We'll have to see how things shake out after extensive testing. On the other hand, multiple melee consonance demon wedges were added with the explicit purpose of buffing the poster girl Berenica. Fervor, Impact Threshold, and Tremel Impetus make a significant, impact on Berenica. I equipped her with these character wedges and these weapon wedges for both tests, and then got to testing 2 different builds for her consonance weapon. In each case, I brought her to fight level 120 enemies solo. The first build, her old set, looked like this. Afterwards, I brought in a new set, which included Fervor and Impact Threshold. The damage felt way higher on average, but you can compare them side by side for yourself here. Again, this isn't with a team, and I didn't include the likes of Fafnir's Decay. Since Berenica is so important to the story, I'm happy that she's getting this treatment. Of course, this too comes with a caveat. Power like this will only come to those who spend countless hours farming the new wedges, while characters like Lady Nifel and Psyche are strong right out the gate with much less investment. Demon wedges are almost certainly a band-aid solution to avoid having to rebalance each character, but if it means that Sybil and Hellfire will one day be worth playing, I'll take it. Many characters definitely need their base kits updated though. B tier for effort, but I can see this design philosophy causing issues down the line. If you haven't logged into DNA for 14 or more days, you can participate in the Returnee event. By logging in and completing quests, you can earn a bunch of materials that will help you level up characters. The rewards aren't incredible, but it's nice for casual players who just want to level up the newest character ASAP. C tier. I love spoiling my friends with in-game gifts, so the new gifting feature was made for me. It's pretty limited in what you can send to friends in its first iteration, but I think this is an excellent feature to borrow from Warframe. I'm gonna curse my friends with cat ears. A tier for now, but it'll be S tier when it adds more stuff. Gifting goes great with the new changes to accessories. Now, instead of being at the mercy of their awkward default placement, you can adjust size, depth, angles, height, and more. Eyewear doesn't fit? Just move it closer to the character's face. Or better yet, turn it into a unique tiara. Think these butt wings are kinda cool, but they don't seem impressive enough to purchase? What if I said you could enlarge them and put them on your character's back? This peacock plume is looking a bit sad, clipping into Lynn's bun like this. Let's enlarge it and hang it from the center as if it was made to be there. Perfect. If, like me, you think the mounted head of Julian is ruined by the dragon head, consider clipping it inside your character's head or even mounting it upside down to the back. The best part about this feature is that you can test it on accessories you don't own yet, so you can have a better idea of whether they are worth your time or money. On top of this, version 1.2 added a brand new accessory slot, the hat. This is a great addition, but I thought for sure that meant we were going to be able to remove any hats on default outfits. This is not the case, at least without being a bit sneaky. If you own a hat and you don't want your character to wear one, you can shrink it down and stuff it inside a character's head, making it functionally invisible. This way, Rebecca, Nightfall, and Lynn can all show off their pretty hair while keeping their standard outfits. Of course, I hope that a future update will allow the hats to simply be removed like characters' capes. Easy S-tier update. This is gonna let so many people make their characters feel unique. DNA now offers material conversion, which allows you to transform one type of material into another. Head to the forge and select Reforge at the bottom of the screen to be able to convert rare materials into other rare materials. This should help out anyone who collected too many of one type of skill leveling items while trying to earn a particular character or weapon from Nocturnal Echoes. This sort of thing is practically a given for any game like this, so I'm glad it's here. A tier. 1.2 adds 2 new universal outfits, so let's start with a school uniform. I love the tactical belts and holsters going on that make the look slightly more believable in a world where every character has a gun. Personally, I'm a sucker for the red and black look. This one is a crowd pleaser, but while editing, I just noticed that characters don't have any tails with this outfit. Why? I have to dock points for that, so B tier. For the first time, DNA added a unisex skin. Male or female, it looks the same. This is a joke skin, but I'd love to see future iterations of outfits be wearable by either male or female characters. Let me put the guys in skirts and the girls in pants, DNA. I'm not really feeling this skin, and let's be honest, February is a weird time to release it. D tier. For some reason, DNA added a bunch of new packs to the cash shop that suck. First, there are monthly packs that contain materials you can easily farm for free, especially now that we have auto-continue. Remember when I showed I got 200 Luno coins in 9 minutes of ignoring my PC? How would you like to spend $20 to get 5 times that? Don't even get me started on the Amplification Stimulator, an item that allows you to upgrade a gold demon wedge a single time. This thing was rightfully lambasted when it entered the shop last patch. The devs seem to have heard how much everyone hated this thing's price, so 1.2 added a new pack that gives 3 for the price of 1. But the thing is, it's still a terrible deal. This costs around $40, and it's not even enough to fully max out 1 gold demon wedge. Nobody liked that. The cash shop needs to incentivize players to use it, and that won't happen until prices start making sense. Sorry DNA, but this is an L. I mean an F. It's F tier. Let's talk mounts. This good boy is Mecha Sable Bian, DNA's first ever mount. You can get it for free by completing the newly introduced reputation quests. You may be wondering why Mecha Sable Bian is called Mecha despite obviously having no mechanical parts. If you haven't played the story, let's just say there would be ethical questions involved if it wasn't denoted as a fake Bian. The animations feel pretty nice, but mounts in DNA are slow even when sprinting. I hope that future reputation quests will increase their speed or add new abilities. And I definitely hope you can enter menus while riding mounts in the future because that feels really bad. By the way, you can't use these things in commissions. I really like this guy anyway, so I'm putting it in A tier. This is Filbert, Truffle's cute Geniemon companion. This is a cursed approximation of Filbert that you can buy for about $1. It has 0 frames of animation and inflicts massive psychic damage on everyone who sees it. Why was this made? I'm putting this in F tier and I never want to see it again. Blade Run Knight is a cool hovering motorbike. You can buy it from the cash shop for about $20, and it's definitely the nicest paid mount in my opinion. The dramatic turns feel good, though the dash is a little blinding. I want to put this one in B tier. Mecha Taiho is based on an important creature from the main story. It's not the real one, so they slapped the name Mecha on it. Mecha Taiho can only be obtained from the limited gacha banner, and at a whopping 60 rainbow prisms, with a prerequisite to own Julu's skin before you can purchase it, you're probably not going to be seeing many people riding it. It's huge, it clips through the ground, and it makes my PC fans scream at me when I use it. It's also obscenely expensive. This thing is my enemy. It can't be anything other than F tier. That's everything on my list. Let me know if you agree with my rankings or if you'd make some changes. If you want to learn how to unlock Julu and Yuming for free, you'll have to watch this video next. I forgot to mention they added new pink dyes! No!